Alright guys, good day and welcome to Ready Buzz live broadcast right here on Ready Buzz Television. I'm Donald once again, and before we go into what we have in store today, I want you to confirm that you can hear me, confirm that you can hear me first of all before I go. I can see Seth Lifelong is online. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is the audio good? I just want to confirm that before. Good evening, Nike. Nice to see you. Nike is one of our very committed community members. Okay, Seth says that he can hear me. I think we can start now for today's broadcast. So, great. Great. Thank you so much and welcome to the Ready Buzz live show right here on Ready Buzz Television. My name is Donald and we are continuing our series talking about the achieving financial freedom. On how to achieve financial freedom. Financial freedom is something that I believe that every single person needs to strive towards. And so today we're going to be talking about 2 extra tips on how to achieve financial freedom. In the previous video, the previous broadcast, I talked about one idea. I established what financial freedom actually is, and I was able to talk about one idea. So if you haven't watched that particular stream, I'd like for you to go check it out, and so that you can be on board on what is going on. But before we go into the details of what we have in store today, I want to talk a little more about what these live broadcasts and live shows are all about. And I want to encourage you to constantly tune in every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday by 5 p.m. so that we can discuss, we can share, we can talk more about how to achieve better financial situations in our lives, how to build our dream lives, how to achieve the kind of success we've always dreamt about and that we've always wanted to achieve. This show is all about inspiring you, motivating you, encouraging you, and giving you the kinds of ideas that you need in order to construct and create the kind of life you've always dreamt about and the kind of life that you've always seen and hoped to have. And you know, just like someone can train a person to be a doctor, someone can train somebody to be a musician, somebody can train somebody to be a computer scientist, I believe that somebody can train somebody to be a success. Now, this is not an entertainment show. It's not a gossip platform or gossip show where all that stuff going on, and all those things are really distracting. These are the main things that I feel people need to focus on in order to take their lives further. So I want you to be part of the show. I want you to come on board every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday by 5 p.m. We're going to be here talking and discussing. And it's not just going to be me alone. From time to time, I'm going to have other people online, or in the studio as well, that's going to be discussing on various ideas. The banner, the e-flyer for this particular show is on the screen. I know you can see it. And right there you can see that we're talking about investments, business ideas, cryptocurrency, Ready Buzz challenges, and all those other stuffs. That's what we're discussing here. And we hope to have interviews with certain people, key people that have achieved success in their different works of life and their different businesses, and those who have achieved success with cryptocurrency trading and forex trading and all of that. They're going to be on this show. So I want you to just make it a date every single week on the specific days. Okay, that being said, let's get into what we have today. We're talking about financial freedom. We're talking about tips and ideas on how to achieve it. And today, the first tip I want to give is that you need to learn how to earn more and spend less. Okay, because a lot of the time we want to earn more money. Like I said in the previous broadcast, that a lot of people are looking for ways to make more money. Excuse me. Looking for ways to make more money, looking for ways to achieve more payment, more salaries, more payment for doing the jobs that they do. And it is thought that making more money is the goal, making more money is the aim. Well, today, the first tip is sometimes making more money is not good enough, because most people tend to make more money and then they begin to spend more. Imagine the situation where a person is working in a particular company and they're paying him a particular amount of money. He or she is getting a certain kind of benefit from the work that they are doing, and they begin to cry out that they want to make more money, they want to get promotions, and they finally get that promotion that they've always sought out for. Now they are making a little more money, and guess what happens when you start making more money? The funny thing is you begin to spend more. All right, because at the time when you were making the kind of money you were making that you considered small, right? You had that car in mind that you wanted to buy. You had that lifestyle that you wanted to live. You had those types of clothes that you wanted to wear. You had those places you wanted to go. Those types of entertainment things that you wanted to start doing. And you didn't have the money to do it then, so you didn't get into it. But now that you are making a little more money, you want to start doing those things. And that is a challenge. That is a serious challenge. Because the truth of the matter is, when you start earning more, you should do your very best to spend the amount of money you were spending before, so that you can have some extra money to be able to do some wise things like investments and various other things that you can do with your money. But a lot of the time, that's not the case. That's not what actually happens. Okay, we begin to earn a lot of money and then we begin to spend more. But the funny thing is, let's imagine that you were earning, let's imagine that you were earning 120,000 naira a month, and imagine that you were able to live on that 120,000 naira, like you are managing yourself, right? So now your money has increased, they've increased your salary, now you're earning 250,000, right, naira every single month. What happens? You begin to do a little more, and before you know, the 250,000 naira is not enough. And so you find yourself in the same situation that you were when you were earning 120. So now you want to look for more money. You want to make more money. Oh, let's make more money. And that's not the case. So what you're supposed to do at that point in time is to what? Spend less. So now that you're earning more, resist the temptation to spend more. Resist the temptation to want to buy things and to want to do things that you didn't used to do before. And try to have that extra money for various things that are necessary, like investing. Now, this does not mean that you're not going to have a little bit of fun, because I was having a conversation with somebody and the person said that, yes, it's one thing for you to be able to invest in your future. It's another thing for you to be able to create moments. What happens when you are thinking so much about your future, everything about future, so you're depriving yourself of a number of things, and that's the truth. And then what happens? How do you experience certain things? Some type of enjoyment are necessary. It's understandable that sometimes you might want to do a little bit more, but then there's a wise way to go about it, because if you exactly, Nike, yes, I see your comment exactly. there's a wise way to go about it. You don't have to put yourself in financial distress because you're trying to have fun, you're trying to have experiences. Listen, if you were earning 1,000, if you were earning 120,000 naira and you were living on that, right? And your money increases, why not just be patient enough? Save up for about 6 months, maybe a year. Just be patient, or be patient for a few years, not even a few months. Be patient for a few years and build your money to a great place. That way, when you want to take your vacation, it's not going to be under distress, it's not going to be under duress. All right, it's going to be out of the abundance that you have saved up. It's going to be out of the abundance of your investments you've made. You know, when people look at you, they might say, this guy's salary is like this, why is he living on this little level? You know, sometimes you can have a situation where yeah, temptations, exactly. Temptations are the reasons why we get to do some of these things sometimes. But the truth of the matter is, you know, sometimes some people are just trying to live up to status. They are trying to, you know, I'm a big boy now, so let me move to this part of town. And for those of us staying in Lagos, you know, maybe the person was on the mainland, living somewhere in probably, let's say, I wouldn't say Yaba, because Yaba is like a middle class level, it's an okay place. Maybe the person was staying in Ikondo or something. For those of us in Lagos, you know, those types of areas. And then, you know, the person starts making a lot of money, and then all of a sudden the person wants to move to Lekki, the person wants to move to the Banana Island, and all of that. Resist that temptation. I know you have the money to do it, but take some time out to invest and really build your monies before you start making those moves. So these are a few tips, a few ideas on how to get to the place of financial freedom. Listen, I feel like one of the major reasons why most of us are in financial distress or in financial situations is not so much about whether we are making more money or not making more money. I feel like it's just our ability to control ourselves. If we can control ourselves, we can control our monies. That's just the truth. If you have self-discipline, like somebody says temptation, a junior in Telema says temptation, you know, temptation, you know, control yourself. I know what I'm saying, because even for me, it can be a challenge, okay? But hey, you spend less and you earn more, and that is the trick. That is the way. So like I keep saying, you know, what's the purpose of earning more money? What's the purpose of earning more money? What's the purpose of earning more money? It's so that you can be financially free. And one of the ways to be financially free is when you start earning more money, you spend less. You might get in trouble with your friends. You might get in trouble with your relatives. They might say, you've got to that promotion now, so why not come and take care of this? Why not come and take care of that? You've gotten that money now. Why are you still living in this place and all of that? Don't listen to those words. You know, do your very best to stay disciplined and to build up your monies. I believe it's possible. I believe we can all achieve those types of things. Exactly. They will start living large. Self-control is exactly. So that's another tip, okay? When you start earning more money, spend less. Resist the temptation to start spending more and start doing things that you are not supposed to do. Okay? Somebody said it's easier said than done. So the next tip that I'm going to be giving for today on achieving financial freedom is to be able to have realistic financial goals, all right, for your financial freedom. Okay, we're talking about financial freedom now. I believe that it's a topic that we have to drill into our minds, because most of us don't have it in our minds to aim for financial freedom. We simply aim to make more money. Yes, even if you've put your structures in place to achieve financial freedom, you still want to make more money. It's understandable. but you should be invested in financial freedom, in trying to achieve that. And the second tip I'm going to give is to be able to what? Plan realistically. A lot of us just have a hope for financial freedom. We just have a hope that things are going to get better. That's a big challenge. That's a big challenge for a lot of people. You know, this hope that things are going to get better, this hope that things are going to change. You're having this hope and you don't have a plan. Like if I asked you, what's your plan to make this your hope of things getting better actually come to pass? You probably will not tell me anything that makes any sense. You're just simply hoping in the air. You need to have, you need to have realistic financial strategies and goals. It has to be realistic. Yes, earn more, but plan as you are earning. All right, structure it as you are earning for financial freedom. Financial freedom is the dream. It's the hope. It's what everybody is striving for. They might not know that that's what they're striving for, but that's what they're striving for. But now you know. Now you get it. So you need to plan realistically. Now, what do I mean by planning realistically? Let me give you a scenario. Let me give you an idea of what I mean when I say plan realistically, right? Let's imagine that you make $1,000 every month, or okay, let me rephrase that. Let's imagine that you make 100,000 naira every single month, right? Or 1,000. Well, they're not equivalent, but okay, let's just say 100,000 naira every single month. All right, imagine that, right? Now, the aim is what? Financial freedom. All right. So, planning realistically would mean that in 12 months, the person will have 1.2 million naira, right? And exactly, planning is a crucial point. Exactly. So we're talking about planning realistically. So a crucial point, right? So you have 100,000 naira every single month. That means in 12 months you will have 1.2 million, right? 1.2 million. Let's imagine that that person works in that particular company for 40 years. That's going to lead to 48 million naira. Wow. Okay. Now, that means that the person would need to achieve 48 million naira to be financially free. I don't know if you get my point. Let me repeat it so that you get the point, right? Imagine a situation where somebody is making 100,000 naira a month, right? And the person is living on 100,000 naira a month. It makes sense, right? And the person is okay. 100,000 naira a month is okay for the person. The person can live on that. So that person, imagine that that person should be able to have this 100,000 naira a month, right? For 40 years. So now, in a situation where the person has that amount of money for 40 years, that means if the person has 48 million naira, the person doesn't have to work again for the 100,000 naira a month. All right? So we're talking about planning realistically. So the person is sitting and thinking that with my 100,000 naira a month, how can I be financially free? That's the planning realistically. Do you understand what I'm saying? With this my 100,000 naira a month, how can I be financially free? This is the calculation. 100,000 naira a month is okay for me. I plan, I do stuff. So maybe by God's grace, I live for 40 years. That means I need I need 48 million naira to be financially free. So what can the person start doing? The person can begin from that 100,000 naira a month, can begin to plan on how they can get 48 million naira. I know you're looking at me like, how realistic is it? How can someone leap from 100,000 naira to 48 million naira? It might not happen in a day. It might not happen in a flash, but the person is working somewhere, probably entry level. The person is most likely going to be promoted at some point in time, and his earnings is probably going to increase from that 100,000 naira. Yes, he's not going to be on that level forever, right? So he begins to what? Earn more. So now that he's earning more, he should spend less. Now I've gone back to the previous point. He's earning more, he should spend less, because his aim is actually 48 million naira. Not the 200,000 naira they've increased his salary to. Not the 500,000 naira they've increased his salary to. So if you have this type of mindset and you're pushing for more money, you have your target of how much money you want to achieve so that you can be financially free. Do you get it? So as time keeps going on, you keep making more money. You keep getting into more situations to make more money. Maybe you get into investments, you buy a land, you sell the land, you make more money, you do this, you do that. Over maybe 6 to 7 years, or over 10 years thereabout, or maybe over 15 years, you might actually achieve that 48 million naira. That's the truth. That's the truth, right? But if you don't have that plan, that's what I'm saying. If you don't have that plan in your mind, if you don't have that plan in your head, then you're not gonna strategize and calculate yourself further or forward. Are you understanding the point about planning realistically? So it's always good to have this end point, this end game in your mind about the amount of money that you will have today that will make you okay. What that means is the amount of money you will have today that will make you financially free. You should know the figure. You should know the figure. You should plan the figure. You should calculate the figure. Do you understand what I'm saying? You should have all these things together ready. Because as you go on in life, opportunities are going to come for you to make more money. When you do make that more money, if you don't have this type of vision, financial vision in your mind, you're going to spend the money, you're going to waste the money. There are people who have gotten into a lot of money. They have seen 30 million, they have seen 40 million, they have seen 100 million, and they are still in a place of financial distress because they did not either plan appropriately or have some type of structure in place. So this is what I'm saying, right? I've given you 2 tips today, 2 ideas today to further motivate you to be able to begin to construct yourself for financial freedom. Do you understand? Because a lot of the time, nobody talks to us about financial freedom. That's just the truth. They've talked to us about making more money. They've talked to us about earning more. But they haven't talked to us about the real game plan, which is financial freedom. So that's what I'm talking to you today. That's what I'm sharing with you today. All right? To give you that idea, to put it in your head that financial freedom is the aim, and these are how you get it. Yeah? Junior Itelema says, with no plan, then the money will not remain no matter how much. Exactly. There must be a plan in your mind. There must be something you see. Without a vision for something, you don't know where you are going. That's a good one. Now, I just thought about something really interesting. Most of us are in financial distress, we're in bad financial situations because we don't have a vision for our money. Imagine what I talked about, planning and having realistic plans, right? This individual has it in mind that exactly. He has it in mind that 48 million is what he needs to be financially free, and he pushes for that. Let me ask a question. Okay, if this idea was what some people had in mind, when they are like, I don't want to say this. I'm being careful about saying this. I'm being careful about saying this. But the idea is this. If you have a vision for money, your vision should be, how much do I need to have to be financially free? Some people are also thinking it's still the same thing, because you might be thinking, you want to take care of your children, you want to take care of your family and all of that. Well, it's still a similar thing, because that example I gave about the 100,000 naira is just an example. For some people it's 200,000 naira they need monthly. For some people it's about 1,000,000 naira they need monthly. You do the calculation, you do the planning, you know what I'm saying? But you get the idea, you get the basic idea. And have a vision for your money. Somebody might ask you, how much will they give you right now for you to be okay? If you cannot answer that question, then there's an issue. So start today to begin to plan, to think realistically. How much? If somebody gives me this amount of money, will I be okay? How much money will that be? And the okay I mean is, will you be financially free? Alright, we're coming to the end of this particular broadcast. It's been an interesting one. I've been happy to have you guys here. Kudos and shout out to Nike. Shout out to Seth Lifelong. Shout out to Junior Itelema. Shout out to Vivian Mordy. Shout out to everybody who tuned in for the broadcast today. It's been nice having you. We'll continue these broadcasts moving forward. It's going to be more interesting. It's going to be more content, more stuff going on. And it is my belief that as you hear these words, it'll inspire you, it'll motivate you, it'll strengthen you. I know some of you watching this right now might be thinking, man, is it really possible for me to be financially free? Is it really possible with the state of the country, the state of things that's going on, blah, blah, blah? Listen, it is very possible. You don't want to stumble onto a lot of money and not know what to do with it. I know you're thinking, how can I stumble onto a lot of money? It's possible. Most of the people that have seen a lot of money probably didn't know that they were going to see a lot of money, and they saw it, and some of them didn't know what to do with it, and they went back to a bad situation. So thank you so much for watching this particular broadcast. At this point in time, I just want to talk a little about ReadyBuzz International. ReadyBuzz International is a digital products company, and they're into digital marketing, web design, and professional writing. So what does that mean? Okay, if you need any kind of lead generation campaign, ReadyBuzz International knows how to create very interesting lead generation campaigns and various other digital marketing services for your brand, even as an individual or as an organization. And of course, professional writing. Professional writing, if you need to write your proposals, you need to write your presentations, you need to write your reports and all of that, ReadyBuzz International has amazing writers that can get that done for you. So don't forget to visit the website and yeah, Nikki, I'm kind of reading your mind, I guess. So don't forget to check out ReadyBuzz International, www.readybuzzchallenge.com, to find out the different what is this emoji? Self lifelong Junior, tell me this emoji is a strange one. I've never seen this one before. Okay, dab. That emoji is the dab. It's strange. So that's all we have for this particular broadcast. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow we'll be back here for the final tips on how to be financially free. Don't miss it. 5 p.m. we'll be back here again, and we'll be talking about the next 2 points. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, remember, your dream is possible.